So welcome to Wednesday morning PCYC yoga. My name's Naomi. My business name is NKM Flow, so I do have a social media page, Instagram and Facebook. And I also teach yoga out at Bramble Wines, which is my business too, and other various places in town, Simply Yoga too. Sometimes I take a few photos. If you don't want photos taken or shared online, just let me know, raise your hand. Okay, that's fine. And today I'll just guide you through a 1-hour Vinyasa Flow class. So to begin with, we'll start with some breathing, then we'll do some warm-ups, spinal warm-ups, some standing poses, some seated poses. We'll use the blocks maybe for a little bit of support in some of those poses so we can hold them longer. And then finish with a few minutes of Shavasana. So yes, to begin with, just coming into a nice comfortable seated position. This is a way you can use the blocks to just prop them under your legs if you're not having bent legs, or if you have bent under your knees, just a little bit of support, and then that just gives you nice support here, resting into those blocks. Sitting up nice and straight. Let's bring our left hand to our knee. You can bring your thumb and middle finger together, dropping your shoulders down. We're gonna do some alternate nostril breathing, so just bringing focus to our breath. So we'll bring our middle finger and index finger to our forehead. Here we can gently close our eyes. Cover your right nostril with your thumb. Take a big inhale through the left, filling your lungs, pausing at the top. Cover your left nostril with your finger and out through the right. In through the right. Cover with your thumb, out through the left. In through the left. Cover and out through the right. Taking equal breaths in and equal breaths out. Feeling your lungs expand. And then letting all that air out of your lungs. Just bringing complete focus to your breath. Calming your mind. Resting your heart. Bringing stillness to your body. Your lips are gently touching. Here you might like to set your intention for the class also. Why did you come today? Is it for stretching, strengthening, relaxation, just some movement? Take a few more breaths, and then when you're ready, you can bring your hand down to your knee. And gently opening up your eyes. Just come in to do some spinal warm-ups. So let's just bring our hands up overhead, lengthening your arms, looking up at your hands, bringing your arms near your ears. We'll bring our right hand to our left knee, left hand behind us, looking over your back shoulder. Nice seated twist here. And releasing, hands up to the ceiling, and let's just come forward. You can Use your fingertips to lengthen your spine, bringing your chest towards the mat. Using your hands to walk yourself up, bringing the hands up towards the ceiling, and then left hand to right knee, right hand behind you, looking over your back shoulder. Up to the sky, and we're going to come forward, but just bring your arms down and just cross your legs the other way. Let's bring the hands up and then just come forward, just so we get a stretch underneath that other leg. Using your hands to walk yourself back. You can remove the blocks to the side. Let's lengthen our left leg straight and bend that right knee. Sitting up nice and tall. Left arm up, left elbow over right knee. Right hand behind you. Use that elbow to push into your knee, just getting a further twist here. Looking over your back shoulder. Releasing, bringing both of your feet together, binding your toes, using your elbows to open up your knees, lengthening your spine straight, and just use your hands to pull your chest forward. Nice little hip opener here. Releasing, just straightening your right leg, having your left knee bent, bring your right arm up, right elbow over left knee, left hand behind you, using that elbow for resistance, pushing in. Releasing. Straightening both legs, bringing your hands up, and here just coming forward, and if you can reach your toes, you can use your toes for resistance, or you could have your hands on the mat, keeping your back straight, bringing your chest down, or you can also put a block at the end of your feet to come into a forward fold. Thanks very much. We propped the door open just to let some of the cold air out. We just propped the door open. Oh, we'll just leave it open for a little bit. That's fine, thank you. And releasing. Let's just kick our feet out to the right. Come onto our hands and knees. Thank you. We're just going to bring our wrists directly under our shoulders. Spread those fingers nicely spread. They're coming out to a 45 degree on your mat. Your knees are hip width apart. Your toes are out on the mat. And we're just going to come into our spinal warm-up cat-cow, flexion and extension of our spine. So we're going to tilt our pelvis, round our back, tuck our chin, exhale. And then inhale, arch our back, looking forward. Do that about 3 times at your own pace, whatever feels good for you. We'll just meet back at neutral spine, so your back is flat. If you have any wrist issues, you can come onto your knuckles if your wrists hurt, or you have the option of folding your mat over to having a little bit more padding underneath your wrists. Here we're going to do our tail wagging dog, so lateral rotation of our spine, so bringing the right ankle out to the side, all the way around as far as you can go, getting a nice curve in your waist, looking over your back shoulder, back behind you, over to the other side. We'll do 3 times on each side. Exhale, inhale, exhale. This is your lateral rotation. Do one more time and then lean back at center again, so your neutral spine, so your back is flat. Repositioning yourself so you're nice and comfortable. And now we'll do our spinal rotation, so thread the needle. So bringing your right hand to your chest, right hand up at the ceiling, looking at your fingertips, lengthening your arms in one straight line, diving it underneath your left arm, resting your head and shoulder on the mat, hips up towards the ceiling. We'll do that 3 times. So inhale, coming up, exhale, flowing through. Inhale, coming up, extending, exhale, coming down to the mat. Do that one more time, inhale, and exhale. Staying down here on the ground, on the mat. Let's lengthen both arms straight, bringing your palms on top of each other. The head is still supported by the mat. Bring the left hand up to the ceiling. Wrap it around your back. Tuck your fingers into your inner thigh if they reach, or rest your fingers on your back. And now pull your shoulders back and your shoulder blades together. Take a nice inhale through the nose and exhale. This is a nice shoulder opener for people that might work at a desk. Opening up your shoulders. And just unwinding. Coming up to your hands and knees. Your tabletop. Let's just extend our knees to the width of the mat. Bring your toes together. We're going to sit back into our heels. Bring our hands forward. Rest your forehead into the mat. And now sit back into those heels. Use your fingers to lengthen your spine, bringing your chest towards your mat in your child's pose. Taking nice breaths in and out through your nose. Feeling your lungs expand and decrease. Let's just come up onto our fingertips, still staying down here in your child's pose, so you're getting a nice stretch under the back of your arms. Here we're going to walk our hands over to the left, having a nice curve in our left waist. Back to center and over to the other side. And back to center. Spread those fingers, palms on mat, and come up to your hands and knees. Here we're just going to do our thread the needle on the other side. So knees under hips, spreading those hands so you're nice and supported. Let's bring our left hand to our chest. Left hand to the ceiling, creating one straight line with your arms. Looking at those fingers. Diving it underneath your right arm, exhale. Do that 3 times, so weight to the right hand, coming up, inhale. And exhale, coming down.
again, inhale.
Reaching to the sky, exhale.
And one more time, inhale.
And exhale.
Staying down here on the mat, lengthen both arms on top of each other. Both arms straight, hands on top of each other. Right hand to the ceiling. Wrap it around your back. Tuck your fingers into your inner thigh or rest your hand on your back. And now pull your shoulders back and your shoulder blades together. Through the nose and exhale. And just unwinding. Coming back to your hands and knees. Spreading those fingers. Here we're just going to tuck our toes and we're just going to do a little knee hover. So we're just going to hover our knees slightly off the mat, looking back at your toes. Stretching your toes, working your core. It's not a downward facing dog, it's just a little knee hover a couple centimeters off of the mat. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Nice, bring the knees down. Release your toes, you can tap out your toes. Here we're just gonna bring our knees together, toes together. Sit back onto our heels. Rest our forehead into the mat, bring your hands behind you, and let's just roll out our wrists to the right, and then around to the left, stretching our wrists a little bit, and then we'll get ready for our downward facing dog. Let's bring the hands to shoulder width, spread those fingers, come up to your hands and knees. Wrists under shoulders, knees are hip width apart. Here we're gonna tuck our toes and we'll push back into our downward facing dog. So equal weight in the hands and the feet. Here we're lengthening our arms, lengthening our legs. Straight arms, straight legs. Chin is tucked to chest, and here just pedal out your heels. So bringing the heels down onto the mat, getting a nice stretch in your calves. And now just bringing both heels down towards the mat, chin is tucked to chest, hips are up to the ceiling. Is everybody okay? Weight to your left foot, right foot up to the sky in your three-legged dog. Taking 3 breaths here, holding. And now bringing that right foot down, pedaling out the heels. Weight into the right foot, left foot to the ceiling in your three-legged dog. Holding, keeping your chin tucked to chest so you have no neck problems. And bringing that left foot down. Here, bringing equal weight in your hands and your feet. And now we're going to walk our hands back towards us. Hang forward. Bind your elbows. And let's just hang forward in a forward fold, keeping your chin tucked to chest. Legs are straight, and let's just rock from side to side. Taking a breath here. Let your arms dangle, your chin tucked, and let's just flop from side to side like a ragdoll. chest. Let's slowly roll up to standing. And here, just coming to the top of your mat. Have a little shake out. Shake, shake, shake. And we'll get ready to do some vinyasas. Grab a drink of water if you need. Have a sip. So we'll run through and do some vinyasas. Half standing vinyasa, hands free. Sun salutation A, sun salutation B. So to begin with, let's just come into our mountain pose, which is our Tadasana. So you can either have your feet together or hip width apart, whatever feels comfortable for you. It is a spongy floor, so sometimes it's a little bit more challenging to balance. Let's bring our arms to our sides, drop your shoulders down, pull your shoulders back. And here, let's just gently close our eyes for a moment. Take a nice inhale through the nose, pausing at the top, and exhale through your nose. Inhale and exhale. Feeling that equal balance in your toes and your heels. Your spine is nice and straight. Got that space between your earlobes and your shoulders. Feeling nice and strong like a tree. Nice and sturdy. Here we're going to gently open up our eyes. So half standing vinyasa. We're going to sit back into a chair, like you're sitting back into a chair, powerful pose. Sweep the arms through. Inhale, coming up, hands together, hands down your midline. Exhale to your forward fold. Nose to knees, straight legs. Inhale to your halfway lift. So straight arms, straight legs, back is flat, looking forward. Sit back into your chair, sweep your arms through, hands to heart center, to Tadasana. We'll do that 2 more times. So inhale, powerful pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, sitting into your chair, sweeping your arms through to Tadasana, mountain pose. 1 more time, inhale, powerful pose, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Straight legs, nose to knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Straight arms, straight legs, flat back. Sitting back into your chair, sweeping your arms through to Tadasana. Nice. Hands-free vinyasa. Inhale, breathing in. Hands to heart center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your halfway lift. Straight arms, straight legs, flat back. Hands on mat. Stepping your right foot back. Pivot that back heel, lunge with that front knee. Hands on mat. Equal weight to both feet. Sweep the arms through to your warrior 1. Gazing at your fingers. Hands to either side of your front foot. Stepping forward. Stepping your left foot back. Pivot that back heel. Nice lunge in that front knee. Knee is over ankle. Sweeping through. Warrior 1. Hands to either side of the front foot. Stepping forward. Sitting back into a chair. Sweeping your arms through to mountain pose, Tadasana. We'll do that again. Inhale, warming up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Straight legs, straight arms, flat back. Both hands on mat, stepping your right foot back. Lunge with that back heel back heel onto the mat. Lunge with the front knee, sweeping through warrior 1. Hands to either side of the front foot. Stepping forward. Stepping your left foot back. Pivot that back heel. Lunge with that front knee. Knee over ankle. Sweeping through warrior 1. Looking at those fingers. Arms are straight. Trying to bring those arms towards your ears. Hips are facing forward. Hands to either side of the front foot.
stepping forward, sitting back into the chair, sweeping your arms through, hands to heart center, to Tadasana. Nice. Sun salutation A, inhale, powerful pose, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, both hands on mat, stepping both feet back into your plank. So drop your hips down, and here let's just come into our supported plank. So we're gonna drop our knees down, core is switched on, release your toes on the mat, keep your elbows tucked to your waist, and we're gonna bring our chest down first. We're gonna have bent elbows, gaze forward into your up dog. Tuck your toes, chest down, tuck your toes, hands under shoulders, push all the way back to downward facing dog. So straight arms, straight legs, chin is tucked to chest. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. Inhale through your nose. And here you can take a walk, skip, or jump to the top of your mat. So you can just have a little walk up. Sit back into your chair. Sweep your arms through. Hands to heart center. To side, Tadasana. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, powerful pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands on mat, stepping back to your plank. Dropping those hips down, one straight line. And let's come down to our supported plank. So dropping your knees, releasing your toes. Keep your elbows tucked to your waist. Let's bring our chest down first. Come up to your up dog. Bent elbows, gazing forward. Coming back down, tuck your toes, push back, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths here. Resting, catching your breath, have a little walk up to the top of your mat. Sit back into your chair, sweep your arms through. Inhale, exhale to Tadasana. Everybody okay? Good. Sun salutation B, so we'll do that all together, and then we'll be nice and warm, and then we can do a few little balancing poses. So inhale, powerful pose, hands to heart center, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands on mat, stepping back to your plank. Dropping your knees to your supported plank, release your toes, come down to your chaturanga. Gaze forward, tuck your toes, push back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Here we're gonna bring the weight into our left foot. Raise our right foot off of the mat, step it through the top of the mat between your hands. Pivot that back heel. Sweep through to warrior one. Gazing at your fingertips. Then extend your arms out straight to your warrior two. Looking over those front fingers. Palms facing down, are you okay, Virginia? No? Do you want to come into child's pose? And have a little rest? Yeah, this is a Vinyasa Flow. You're welcome to come down onto the mat into child's pose, and then we'll do some seated poses after this sequence. Bring your palm facing up on the front hand, and then just reverse it back to your reverse warrior. Back to your warrior two. So palms facing down, shoulders are back. Nice lunge in that front knee. And then we'll bring that front elbow to that front knee, palm facing up. Left hand up and over, palm facing down. This is our side angle pose. And then we'll bring both hands to the front of either side of our front foot, bringing those hips forward, stepping through to the top of the mat, sitting back into the chair, sweep your arms through, hands to heart center, to Tadasana. Well done. We'll do the other side and then we'll do a balancing pose. So inhale, sweeping your arms through, hands to heart center, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Both hands on mat, stepping back to your plank. Here we'll drop our knees down to our supported plank. Release the toes, keep your elbows tucked to waist, coming down to your chaturanga, up to your up dog, facing forward, coming down, tuck the toes, hands under shoulders, push back, downward facing dog. Taking 3 deep breaths here. Having a little rest. This is a strong position, but a bit of a resting position with your heart. Raise. Let's take the weight into our right foot. Raise your left foot off of the mat. Step it through to the top of the mat between your hands. Pivot that back heel. Lunge in that front knee. Sweep through to your warrior one, gazing at your fingers. Holding here. And then we'll extend our arms out straight to our warrior two, so they're to the long edge of the mat, palms facing down. Nice lunge in that front knee. Warrior two. Bring your palm facing up on the front hand and reverse it back to your reverse warrior. Sweep back over to your warrior two, so your shoulders are back in line with your hips, palms facing down. We'll bring that front elbow to that front knee, palm facing up. Right hand up and over, palm facing down in your side angle pose. Holding here. Then we'll bring our hands to either side that front foot. Bring your hips forward. Back heel is up, and we'll step forward, sit back into the chair, sweep your arms through, hands to heart center, to Tadasana. Well done. That's our vinyasa sequence. So shake it out. You need a little shake out. And here we're just going to do a few little balancing poses just to bring balance to our self. So let's just have our feet together, hip width apart again. Drop our shoulders down, bring our hands to our sides. We're going to bring the weight into our left foot, coming up on the toes of our right. Find something to gaze on in front of you, just to find that steadiness in your left foot. It is spongy on sponge, so it can be a bit tricky. You can hold on to something if you need to, side of the wall. Let's just bring that right knee up. So we're balancing on our left foot, and we're going to bring our arms out to cactus arms. Keeping that focus in our praying position, or stork. If you fall out of the pose, you can just bring your foot down and come back in, just helping bring balance and strength to our left leg. And then here, we're going to come into a tree pose. So you can do whatever option feels good for you. So you can either bring your toes down onto the mat and bring your foot to your calf, or you can bring your right foot onto your calf, or you can bring your right foot to your inner leg, wherever feels comfortable for you. Then we're going to bring our hands to heart center, keeping that focus, and then raise our fingers up to the ceiling your tree pose. So lengthening your arms,
Bringing those arms to your ears and holding here in your supported tree or your tree pose. Whatever feels comfortable, accessible to you. And then we're going to bring our hands back down to heart center. Release your foot, bow to that right knee, place the foot down and shake out your left ankle. Working that left leg. And we'll do the same on the other side. So let's bring the weight into our right leg. And we'll come up on the toes of our left. And we'll just find that focus again in front of you. Bring your hands to your side, dropping those shoulders. Here we're going to raise our left knee, bringing our arms out to cactus arms, to our crane stork position. You can have a slight bend in that right knee if you need to, so you don't hyperextend your knee. Or if you come out, just bring your toe down and bring it back up again. Sometimes one side's easier to balance than the other. And here we're just going to come into our tree pose or your supported tree. So you can either have your toe on the mat with your ankle, your heel on your calf, or you could bring your foot to your calf, or you could bring your foot to your inner thigh. Bring your hands to heart center, keeping that gaze, and then let's just raise the fingertips up towards the ceiling. One side might be easier than the other. Nice, and then coming back down, bringing the hands down, bending your left knee, bowing to your left knee, placing your foot down and just shaking out your right foot. Well done. Here, we're just going to bring our feet to the width of the mat. You can have your toes extended out a little bit. Bring your hands to heart center. And here we're just going to squat down into our garland pose. So you can bring your knees to the insides of your legs. You can have a block for support if you wish. And you can bring it up onto its side if you want to have further support. Building blocks, maybe on top of each other, don't want to fall over. And we're just doing a nice little hip opener here, holding a couple breaths, trying to bring those heels towards the mat, just getting those hips nice and open. And then just remove that block and bring your hands down for support, coming down onto the mat. And we'll just do some seated poses here. So let's just come down onto the mat. We can remove the flesh from underneath us, lengthen our legs, flex our toes. Again, just bringing your hands up to the ceiling, coming forward in your forward fold, plank position. Bringing that chest down towards your knees, getting a nice stretch under both of your legs. Releasing. Let's just bring our right foot to the inside of our left straight leg, and we'll come to head to knee on this side. So bringing your arms straight up to the sky, looking at those fingers, and then coming forward. You can bind your toes if they reach, or rest your hands on the mat. And then we're just going to bring our head towards our knee. You should be able to come a bit deeper into this pose than the one previous, with the leg tucked in. On the outward breath, you might be able to come a bit deeper. And releasing, using your hands for support to come up. Let's just bring that left leg out to a 45. You can tuck your right foot into your inner self. Bring the left hand onto your left leg. Drop our shoulders down, sitting nice up and straight. Bring the right hand, and we're going to bring that right hand up and over, trying to aim to touch your toes, looking underneath your right arm. Bring that left arm and stretch it out in your head to shoulder on this side. So your shoulders are back. You're getting a nice stretch here in your waist. Extend that right leg straight, tuck the left foot into your right straight leg, so your hips are facing forward, leg is coming straight, both hands up to the ceiling, coming forward in your head to knee on this side. For support to walk yourself up. Let's bring that right leg out to 45. Tuck your left leg in. Rest your right hand on your right leg. Left hand up towards the ceiling, and then left hand up and over, keeping your shoulders back. Seeing if you could touch your toes or wherever your arm comes. Bring that right arm out onto your leg, into your head to shoulder on this side. Keeping that left leg bent, we're going to sweep that right leg behind us, and then keeping that left leg bent, sweep the back leg behind you, toes facing down, and then just stack your arms on top of each other, and you can rest your forehead into the mat, your chest is into that front leg, into your pigeon pose. Just unstacking your hands, bringing your hands underneath your shoulders, spreading those fingers, lengthen the arms, looking at the ceiling in your extended pigeon. We're just going to swap sides, so with that back leg extended, we're just going to swing it around to bring it to the top of the mat, across the mat, and swing that back leg straight. And this time just stack your arms the other direction to what you had before. Keep that front knee nice and bent into your chest, and rest your hands over your head into your stacked hands. So pigeon on this side, pigeon pose. Inhale through the nose and exhale. Stacking your arms, hands under shoulders, push yourself up to your extended pigeon, lengthening your arms, looking up at the ceiling. And here we're going to sweep that back leg to the front. And here we're just going to come onto our backs. So coming all the way down onto the mat. And we're going to kick our heels up to the ceiling. Bring your hands to your sides, palms facing down. Let your head rest in the mat, lengthening your legs straight, flexing your toes. So you're just coming into your nice reclined playing position. And you can just do a little wiggle with your hips and your lower back, a little massage. All the way down onto the mat and tucking your right knee to your chest, tucking your right knee, and let's just roll out our ankle around to the right and then around to the left. Here we're going to bring our arms down to a T, palms facing down. Drop that right foot down onto the mat so your knee is still bent. Tuck your right toes underneath your left straight leg. And now we're just going to roll over to the left, looking over to the right, keeping our shoulders on the mat in a nice abdominal twist here. Taking a nice inhale and exhale. Further twist, we're just going to extend that right top leg straight and rest the foot onto the ground, still looking over to the right. So you're forming like a scissor-like position. We'll bend that top knee, place the toe underneath the straight leg again, roll back to center, hug both knees to your chest, and do a nice gentle rock from side to side. Massaging our lower back, work hard with those standing poses, vinyasas. Extend that right leg straight all the way down onto the mat. Bring your left foot down, bent knee. Place the left toes underneath your right straight leg. Arms out to a T, palms facing down, shoulders on the mat, head on the mat, and roll over to the right, looking over to the left. On that outward breath, you should be able to go deeper into the pose, bringing that knee towards the floor. Top leg straight, resting the foot on the ground if it reaches. For a further twist, so you form in a scissor-like position. Bending that top knee, placing the toe underneath the right straight leg, rolling back to center, hugging your knees again, rocking from side to side. Here, let's bring our hands onto our knees and do 3 rocks to seated. 1, 2, 3. And here we're going to, if you want to put any socks or your jumper back on, we'll then have a few moments of Shavasana. Once you're ready and nice and warm, you can lay back down onto the mat. Let your feet, legs extend, your arms extend. I'm going to turn off the light and shut the door so it's a bit quieter. Up, or you could have one hand on your heart and one hand on your stomach. Letting the mat fully support your whole body. Your eyes are gently closed. Lips are touching.
your head from side to side, warming up your neck. And then bending both knees, rolling over to one side and taking a moment there. And when you're ready, using one hand for support, pushing yourself up to seated position, and we'll close the class together. Bringing our hands to heart center. Thank you all for coming along and practicing with me today. I would like to acknowledge love in our hearts, health in our bodies, and peace in our community. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you. Have a good day.